Once you've clicked on the stat sheet that you want to use, you'll be brought to the start match screen. I've already pre-populated it, but I'll just go over the various fields. So first off, you're going to enter your YouTube URL. So that's the address to your YouTube video. Then you're going to select the team that you would have populated earlier. So for this game, we're going to select Mavs 14U male. Then you'll put the name of the opponent, the match date, and any notes that you want to make before starting the match. Then from there, you just click Start Match. Okay, once you've clicked on the Start Match button, it brings you to this screen. As you can see, there's a YouTube video, and you actually have your stat sheet that you'll use to take stats. But the first thing that I want to draw your attention to is the substitute drop-down options. So when you're creating your team and you were entering your players, you specified whether the players were on the bench or if they were a starter. Now, if they're listed as a starter, they will show up here on the spreadsheet. If they're listed as being on the bench, then they won't. Now, if you want to put somebody from the bench into the starting lineup or onto the court, this is where the substitute drop-downs come in. So you just click the drop-down, select the player that you want to put from the bench onto the court. In this case, that would be Carson. And we are going to sub out, let's say we'll sub out Embiid. So once you've selected those two options, you click substitute, and in the spreadsheet, we now have Carson, and Embiid has been subbed out. So because this is a YouTube video, it has all the features of a YouTube video, including the keyboard shortcuts. Now, in the documentation that's provided on the website, it'll list, there's a link to all the keyboard shortcuts. But some important ones that you might want to take note of is the J key sends the video back 10 seconds. The L key sends the video forward 10 seconds. And the K key pauses and plays. Oh, one other key that's of importance is the period key. So what the period key does is it selects, or it moves forward one frame at a time. Just like that. Now, to actually take stats, what you need to do is, or what I do, is I press play on the video, click this link to set the start of your clip, or sorry, this box. And then when the play's over, you click the next, you click the end time. And then I would put in, while it's in between plays, while you're waiting for the next serve to go back, I would fill in my stats. So say, for example, we had Micah, and he passed the 3, and we had Aiden, who then killed the ball. So we'd select those two, and they put the codes in the actual code window, as you can see here. Now, if on this play you wanted to add some additional notes, you could do that as well. Whatever instructions that you wanted to add for the play. Let's say, now, the last two things that are optional, but if you include them, it makes for more in-depth video analysis. Is you can specify the set that you're in, and you could also specify the rotation that the setter's in. Right, so you'd click those two. Then when you're ready, you would just click submit, and you'll see that everything disappears because it's been submitted to the server, and it shows the current set, and the setter is in position 2. Now, this information is just going to stay there. Like if you take more stats, make more clips, and hit submit, unless you change those, it's going to stay as the current set, as set 1, and the setter's in position 2. Okay, so what I have on the screen is the coach's stat sheet. This is actually from my son's team. Um, so just like your typical stat sheet, it has all your metrics, like kills, play continues, errors, um, kill percentage, efficiency. Once you've taken the stats, it calculates all these things automatically. Now, the main difference between this stat sheet and your typical stat sheet is that you have these links beside every stat. Um, and what these links lead to are video montages of the actual plays themselves. So, for example, we see that Aiden had 8 kills. So, if we click on the number 8 beside Aiden under kills, it takes you to a video. Kill that volume. And yeah, because this is the coach's stat sheet as opposed to the player stat sheet, you can edit the clips or you could even delete them. And if you want to jump to different clips, you just click on the timestamp, and it'll take you to the next clip. Right? So we can just, and I'll just show you what it looks like to edit. So we'll just pause this, click on the edit button, and then you have the stat sheet that you use to take the stats in the first place. I'll go over what all these are in a different video. So after closing out the edit window, we're back to the video montage of Aiden's kills. So we're going to click back to stat sheet to go back to the main page that we're at. And then you also have the advanced search. So basically this just lets you specify what exactly it is that you want to see. So say we wanted to see all the contacts from Aiden, every single time he made any sort of play that showed up on the stat sheet. Click on Aiden's name and all touches. Now this window also includes the custom code option. So while you're taking your stats, um, you can put in any sort of codes that we haven't included in our stat sheet. For example, if you wanted to track every single play where the setter was in position 1, you can create a custom code when taking the stats so that when you come back later, you can search for those things. And the last thing that I want to show you is if you click on full match, it just shows you all the plays or all the clips that were kept for this match. So let's go back to the stat sheet. So yeah, that's basically a short version of what the actual stat sheet portion of the website looks like. Now, there are different versions of the stat sheet. This is the intermediate version. There's a basic version, and there's also a advanced version for people who are, professional scouts.